If you're a busy Christian man, whether you're just married, a dad, a business owner, all of the above, you are drained, you feel unmotivated, and you feel stuck in these late night loops, scrolling, watching TV, gaming, and then you're waking up foggy and you're missing church on a consistent basis. You're hitting an early afternoon wall. This video is going to give you a simple plan to increase your energy and increase your motivation in 2 weeks or less. So here's how we're going to do it. 1, we're going to do a life audit. 2, we're going to do a circadian reset. 3, we're going to develop a training routine that's built around your busy schedule and time efficient. 4, touch on some type of accountability cadence. Number 5, standards with some simple rules with environmental changes in place to ultimately help you ensure progress. So stick around, I'll go into each of these individually at a deeper depth. But first, this video is for you. You feel like you're mentally struggling with your health, your fitness, your relationships, your work, etc. All of the above, some, you're routine driven, and when your routine shatters, everything else goes down the drain. You're staying up late in your own world, not going to bed with your wife. You wake up foggy, hitting an early afternoon wall, and the days feel heavy. Church consistency drops when motivation drops, but you still desire to have a closer relationship with God and His presence, especially within your relationship. You can manage to drag yourself to work out 3 times a week, but the mental drag and the Oreos, snacks, win. And lastly, you just feel like you need some type of accountability. We do need a little bit of a reframe because ultimately you don't feel like you're mentally struggling right now because of lack of discipline or being lazy or anything like that. It's actually, you're just misaligned. You're not aligned in body, mind, and spirit all alike. And these rhythms are just out of sync with each other. And motivation is just a byproduct. When one of these things are off, they can all begin to slip or be subpar in general. This is the loop. You've got the late nights, you got the poor sleep, you wake up groggy, the afternoon crash comes, low willpower, then we're eating a lot of junk food and we're doom scrolling or gaming instead of spending time with our spouse. And then there's shame, and then we avoid church and connection overall, and the cycle repeats. So with this misalignment, the goal is not to just create a system for you that prioritizes your physical health and fitness. The goal is to create a system that takes into account your busyness, the things that you do in life, your overall goals, lifestyle, and integrate them from a physical, mental, and spiritual lens. We need to prioritize our spiritual just the same as we do our physical. A system that prioritizes the spiritual just as much as the physical, because everything flows from the spiritual. When the spiritual is in line, you don't need more discipline. The rhythms take float. So let's dive into the life audit and some slow change. What you're gonna do is you're just gonna go to your schedule, map out, how well am I sticking to my schedule? How much am I wasting time or spending time on things that aren't in line with my ultimate goals? Whether with that ultimate goal of being more present with God, growing closer with Him, growing closer with my spouse, getting in better shape, increasing my energy, my confidence, improving my motivation. This is an honest review of where you're spending your time and or wasting your time. And you wanna highlight one fix and go all in on that for a week or 2. Master that, focus on that, become consistent in that. And then you're gonna go on to the next thing and you're gonna slowly chip away at that. And you're gonna go on to the next thing and slowly chip away at that. But the number one focus, in my opinion, that you absolutely need to focus on would be starting your day with scripture, prayer, and meditation. Because from here, everything else flows. It comes back to that scripture, my favorite verse, Matthew 6:33, seek first His kingdom and His righteousness. Nothing has changed my life more than getting up earlier and making sure that relationship with God is nurtured first thing. It's just me. There's no other distractions. I don't have my phone being blown up. I'm not worried about social media or politics, what news is going on in the world, anything else. But it's important to treat this time as not another task, but with true intention, with an open heart, a posture to be totally transformed by God. It's not just all right, I gotta get up early and do this. Like it is a true intention to be open. And it's ultimately what allows me to be more present with my fiance and my clients. Makes my whole life flow better with more presence day in and day out and purpose day in and day out. When I'm clicking on all cylinders, it's when I've invested this time with my heart fully in it. So next thing we're gonna focus on is our circadian rhythm reset. Spend 10 to 20 minutes in the morning sunshine. Bonus, go for a walk with it. Unplugged, don't bring your phone, don't bring any AirPods, do a prayer walk, or just be with yourself. Clarity, pray, think. How often do we just totally unplug from things. The circadian reset is ultimately going to help us improve our sleep and our energy. And you also want to take 1 to 2 breaks during the day, at least, where it's 5 to 10 minutes where you're getting out in fresh air. If you can get direct sunlight, fantastic. But if not, at least outside, fresh air. In the evening, we want to dim our lights, limit overhead lights and screens overall, throw some blue light blockers on, turn your phone color filter on red. For me, I notice major differences in how I wake up when it comes to fatigue. If I feel actually well rested when I wake up in the morning, if I have been on my phone the night before, if I have been out late, let's say like Wednesday nights, we have a church group and we're out till 9 p.m. and in a lit up living room. Thursday morning, I notice a huge difference in my energy the next day, more tired throughout the day. And when I wake up, not nearly as well rested. I also always feel like I'm going to sleep much quicker and much deeper. So moving on to our training routine, 4 sessions per week, 2 full body strength sessions focused on 4 to 5 of the main movement patterns: squat, hinge, push, pull, carry, rotation, lunge. 4 to 5 of those main movement patterns, and then 1 to 2 weak link accessory lifts per day. And we want 2 cardio days, mostly in that zone 2, low intensity, easy, steady state zone where we're able to nasal breathe the whole time. And this is really going to help with that early afternoon crash. You're gonna have steadier energy and lower stress overall. And I really like this 2-2 4-day split because it maximizes time and efficiency and allows you to spend more time on other things that you love. You're already busy with other things that you enjoy in your life. So we want to maximize the amount of time that we're spending with training to ultimately get great benefits for our health and fitness, but not take more time away. This is the exact split that I've used with a man who's worked with me for coming up on 2 years now, financial advisor, owner of his own company, and has had major dramatic improvements upon his low back pain, his ankles, feeling much better with more energy overall. So number 4, some type of accountability cadence for yourself. This is either needs to be with a spouse, a coach, a best friend of yours, a men's group, whatever you choose, some type of accountability cadence that you can check in with once a week at least to just make sure that you're staying on track. And again, these accountability cadences are going to come back to the first thing that you said that you wanted to focus on with your life audit. Those micro commitments you made for yourself. It's going to bed with the wife. It's not eating Oreos or not buying Oreos. It's as soon as I get up in the morning, first thing I do is I go out for sun and walk. Celebrate 1 win a week and use that to build momentum. Some progress is progress. And number 5 is standards for yourself with slow changes. And the reason why I love standards is because it raises the floor, right? Rather than goals raise the ceiling and standards raise the floor for yourself. It's I only act in alignment with this way. So sit down with yourself. What are the biggest obstacles that you have, and how can you create a new standard for yourself? If you know that something that you struggle with is going to bed later and going to bed after your wife, the new standard is I'm just going to go to bed when my wife goes to bed. Or if you're missing church on a consistent basis, but you want to develop that better relationship with God, you want to be in his presence more, and ultimately not live in that loop that we talked about at the beginning of the video, then it might be I don't have things in the house that I tend to struggle with having control with. So I just don't buy them. And for tech, it might be, hey, I put my phone away 60 minutes before bed and I just spend time with my wife. And ultimately, I would create these standards with the accountability cadence that we talked about previously, because it's just going to improve your compliance. And then over time, it just becomes such a habit that you're like, hey, this is what I do. Once you start to see the wins, it's just, this is what I do. Like I notice a big difference in how I show up as a man. And it's no longer about the accountability for you, but it's you. Like it is just it's a new identity for yourself. I want to highlight a win with a man that I worked with that we ultimately decreased his screen time, and he felt like he honestly had control back a little bit. He was struggled with snacking at night and watching TV late and not sleeping very well. And all of these things, he ended up gaining his energy, confidence. He felt like I tremendously helped him in these areas as he was more focused on better food intake and exercising consistently. So if any of this sounds like you and you might just want help mapping out your own routine reset, or you just want to connect, follow me, shoot me a DM on Instagram. I would love to connect. And if this video helped, hit subscribe and check out the next one.